Hello and welcome to Medicsimplified. Today we'll be treating a very common topic, which is one of the most asked question. And the question is, why do I feel tired all the time? There must be a reason for that. This is going to be a series. It's going to be in sections and in parts. So I remain Olawale Richard Akimade. Do you ever wondered why you feel tired even after sleeping or eating well? Sometimes when we eat, we do feel tired. Why? Sometimes when we eat, even when we eat very well, we do feel tired. Why? Then you wake up, you stretch, but something still feels heavy. What's it? What something must be wrong. What happened? Today, let's journey inside your own body into the living city I call Bodyland, to where your energy really comes from. So if you look at this young man here, you can see that he's very tired. This image here is very tired, and he seems to look to be in distress. He can, like, it seems he just wake up from sleep. He looks miserable. So he look miserable. He look tired. You can see that he's stretching. He's stretching himself. No, he's yawning. Probably he just woke up from sleep and he's yawning. It looks as if he's not refreshed. And one of the aim of sleeping is when you sleep, one must be refreshed. And energy must be renewed. But it doesn't seem to be the case for this young fella here, for this young man here. So all these questions will be answered in this our series. So let's continue. The question is, why do we feel tired? I mean, why feeling tired? But we've got to understand, for us to feel tired, it means we run on energy, isn't it? It means our body runs on energy, isn't it? On power. So we've got to discuss what produces this power. What produces this power in the first place that our body uses. So once we know that, then we can now discuss why do we feel tired. Just like physiology and pathology. Physiology is the normalcy, the normal thing, while the pathology is the abnormal things that is happening. So physiology is when our body is working properly. Pathology is when our body is not working properly. So we need to discuss all this before we can now understand why do we feel tired. Let's take a peep inside Bodyland. In this context, as I've always said, Bodyland means woman body. So it's our brand name. So it's our brand name. This is our brand names on our website. Our website is www.medicsimplified.com. So you can visit it for more. If you want to know more about more. So now we see inside Bodyland. Inside every tiny cells of Bodyland, that means of your body, of your cell, of your body, lives a team of power engineers called mitochondria. Yeah. So in every cell, there is an organelle called mitochondria. This is a mitochondria. This is a mitochondria. It is an organelle. As in, you see, part, part of human cell. An organelle is like part of human cell. A component of human cell. So the human cell is like a soup. If we look at soup, we have many ingredients. We have the meat, we have the pepper, we have the onion, etc. there. So those meats, those onions, those pepper, they are what make up the soup that we eat. So that soup is the cell. That is single cell, one cell. Then those pepper, onion, etc., they are the organelles. They are the components. They are the parts of this cell. I think that one is clear. Now, an example, there are many organelles, so many cell parts that we have. If you look at the diagram here, we will see that if you look this purple part, this purple is the nucleus. That is the government seats. So we see that nucleus here is the headquarters. It's like the parliament, the House of Parliament, House of Representative. It's just like the government house. It's like the government house. So that's where the affairs of the human cell takes place. That's what controls our cell. Each of the billions or trillions of cells of the body has this nucleus. So it's an organelle. So this nucleus is an organelle. Organelle is a component. Another example that we can also see here is the endoplasmic reticulum. This one that look like a small boat, this yellow component that has this dot. So it's called ER. That means endoplasmic reticulum. So this endoplasmic reticulum, we have the smooth and we have the rough, but let's just sit down for another day. So it's an organelle also. So, and now the organelles of our point of contact for today is the mitochondria. Our point of contact is this guy, mitochondria. If we zoom this picture in, we see here in this part that this is what mitochondria. This is like a fruit that is cut into two. So one half is like this, an half cut into two. That's what we see here. So this component is what, if we zoom it out, it is called mitochondria. Mitochondria. It's one of the most popular cell organelles. It's like a generator of the cell. What does it do is the powerhouse of the cell. Someone that generates its powers that, it's just like electricity, production, energy production for our cell. That is just what it does. So it looks like a boat here. So inside every tiny cell of the Bodyland lives a team of power engineers. They are engineers called mitochondria. That's interesting. They are the cell power plants. Yeah, power plants. They are like the lister. They are like the mechano. They are like the generator. They are like the electricity grid. They're like dam of the body. And they are inside every cell, the trillions of cells in your body. They are all inside. God is powerful. To him be all the glory. They are the cell power plants, turning food and oxygen into energy. Mitochondria turns the food that you eat, also the oxygen that you eat, they turn it to what? Energy. They turn it into power. And this energy, this currency that our body spends is called ATP. Your body and I, your body, my body spends currency. That's interesting, isn't it? Imagine our body spends currency. And this currency, that's the first point. This currency is produced by mitochondria. The raw material for this currency is the food you eat and the oxygen that you breathe in. That is interesting. This is majestic. This is powerful. That is God. He's a great scientist. That's why all my videos will always point back to God, because that is the essence of this Bodyland, this Medicsimplified. We simplify medical concepts as Holy Spirit, as God helps. And secondly, all our videos will always point people back to God as a great scientist. So they are the cell power plants turning food and oxygen into energy currency called ATP. ATP is the currency that is spent by our body cell. Short for adenosine triphosphate. Yeah. ATP is the currency, right? It's adenosine. Adenosine is a protein. Then tri is 3. That is 3, right? Then phosphates. That means it has 3 phosphate, isn't it? Phosphate is from phosphorus. The phosphorus you eat, 3 of them plus adenosine is what becomes ATP. So what does is that it converts the food that you and I eat plus the oxygen that we breathe in, it turns them to adenosine. You see, adenosine, form of protein, and phosphorus, 3 of them. It's like you attach 3 phosphorus, 1, 2, 3 to an adenosine. This adenosine. Then 1, 2, 3 phosphorus. PO4, 3 minus. PO4, 3 minus. That's just it. So it now says, think of ATP as electricity token that keep your heart beating, brain thinking. Electricity token that keep your heart beating, your brain thinking and muscle moving. Yeah, because once the food and the oxygen you breathe in is changed to ATP, this currency, let me just draw a diagram. It's like, let's draw a Bodyland. Bodyland is like a vehicle that's used to carry money. Let's say like a bank card that used to carry money. I don't know what you call it in the Western world, but it's called, I think, Bodyland. I don't know the spell itself. So let's say it has money, carry money. So once every cell of your body will produce this ATP. So we can see these are the currency. This currency they are from here. Mitochondria. So this currency that are produced inside this boat called mitochondria. I'll call it, it's like a boat. Yeah, if you cut it or slice it. So it is the mitochondria that produce these coins. It is this coin that will be spent. Without it, your body cannot do anything. It cannot run its daily affair. So it is this coins that is produced by mitochondria. This coins is called ATP. ATP. They are the coins of your body. ATP. The coins of our body. So just as we spend pounds, as we spend dollars, or people spend naira, same thing. Our body has currency that is spent, and the currency is ATP, adenosine triphosphate. I hope that you can say that Mitochondria is equal to power plant. Is ATP is equal to ATP because ATP is equal to the energy coins that our body spends. So mitochondria is a power plant that produces this ATP, that produces the energy. This energy is ATP. This coins it is what our bodies spend. Now you may now ask that how does this happen? It's not hard. Let's start. If you take a food, let's say you eat like a yam. Let me draw a yam here. Let's say you eat a yam here. Like bad. Let's say like this is a yam, this is a yam, this is a bowl of yam. You eat it. When you eat that yam will enter the mouth here. That's yam. It enters through the mouth here. Then mouth is like on top here. Then this is esophagus. Then it goes to the stomach for digestion and all those jargons. Then this goes to the intestine. This is the duodenum. I just waste time. Duodenum. This is the colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, the ascending colon, the sigmoid, the rectum. Then this is small intestine. This jargons here. This is small intestine, SI. That's why we have the jejunum and I think ileum, isn't it? And ileum. Okay. Then now, so when you eat this food, it goes through this process. Movement, digestion, absorption. They need to be absorbed in the large intestine, and it will be absorbed in the small intestine rather. Large intestine is majorly for water and electrolyte absorption. So when you get to the intestine here, this middle part, this is the jejunum and the ileum. Let's cut a slice. So if we cut a slice of this small intestine, let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, I think that is the maximum we can zoom. So if we cut a slice, let's cut a section of this. If we cut a section of this, and if we cut it and we look at it under a microscope, that section will become this. That section that will become this. This is cross section of the small intestine. That's cross section of the small intestine. This cross section of the small this intestine here you see what we call this villi. Our small intestine is as if they are this villi, VILLI, VILLI. So they are like tubes that are twisted. So they contain villi. It is the villi. They are like fingers. They are like brushes. They are like fingers. They are like grasses. They are the one that will take those food that has been digested, the amino acid, the protein, the glucose that have been digested, that is already in the intestine to be absorbed. This villi inside the small intestine will absorb those glucose, the protein, the amino acids, and the glucose, the fatty acid and glycerol. That these are the end product of the food you've eaten. Fatty acid and glycerol from fats that you eat, glucose from carbohydrate, then amino acid from protein that you eat to be absorbed by this finger-like projection in this inside the small intestine. So after the absorption, don't worry, we will talk more about it when you go to digestion of food. This just along the way. So if you now look at it here, you will see that there is a blood vessel that is attached to it. So attached to the small intestine is what we call hepatic portal vein. Yeah, hepatic portal vein. This is it. This blue one. Hepatic portal vein. Hepatic. Attached to it is called hepatic portal vein. Hepatic is liver. Portal is just like movement, like a pipe. Vein. So it's a vein that carries blood from the small intestine, where glucose and amino acid and fatty acid and glycerol, which are the end product of food, where they are being collected then you now take it to the liver. Let's say this is the liver at the top here. We now take it to the liver. So the glucose that have been absorbed, the amino acid, the fatty acid and glycerol that has been absorbed, we enter this pipe. And and we go to the liver for processing, then now go to all part of the body. We process or arrange those ones that are meant to be stored, then the rest will be in the blood so that they can go to the cells, and while the final last one will be in the blood in case, like, let's use glucose as an example now. After you eat glucose, the glucose will be, some will be stored in the body. How will it be stored? It can be changed to fatty acid and glycerol that will be stored in your fat, in your subcutaneous region of your body. Why the rest will be pumped into the blood to enter the cell here. This is the cell. So once it leaves the liver, it goes inside the blood vessel to every part of the body. Then it enters the cell here. It is this cell that we see here. So inside this cell is where we now see this mitochondria that we've discussed earlier here. So I think that one is clear. This video is long, so we have to come to an end here. So the reason why we have done all of this, so that we can understand by the time we begin to discuss it proper why we feel tired easily, is we have to understand what produces energy first. Then we can now understand why do we feel tired. So we continue in our next video. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye for now.